All right, UFC on ESPN 10, the main event. We got Jessica Eye against Cynthia Calvillo, which should be an interesting matchup at flyweight. Jessica Eye is 15-7-1 and has 12 fights in the UFC overall, where I believe she's 5-6-1. She also fought pretty recently for the 125 belt against Valentina the Bullet Shevchenko in a fight that didn't go well for Eye, but nonetheless shows you how the UFC is treating Jessica Eye. I mean, she just got a title shot. And Cynthia Calvillo, meanwhile, the alpha male product, is 8-1-1. And the UFC is just waiting to make Cynthia Calvillo a star. I mean, they've been trying to give her opportunities, and this is like the opportunity of opportunities. They're saying, yo, we know you had the weight issues down at 115. Here's an opportunity to come up to 125, essentially cut the line. I mean, she's not having to go through the Caitlin Chukagians. She's not having to go through the Roxanne Modafferi's. I mean, I know the Bullet is booked to fight JoJo Calderwood here soon, but it seems like if Cynthia Calvillo has an impressive performance here in her 125 debut against the #2 ranked Jessica Eye, she might get slotted to fight the Bullet Shevchenko, assuming Bullet gets through JoJo. This one I find interesting. The odds makers are pretty much split. They have it at basically a pick 'em. How do you see this one going? Do you have Cynthia Calvillo at 25 making her debut, or do you think the longtime vet Jessica Eye gets it done? What do you think, Meatboy?
You know, I gotta go with Jessica Eye. I don't think Cynthia has fought the people that Jessica Eye has fought. I mean, Jessica Eye, she came off the win of Blondie, you know, a couple of years ago, which is very impressive. I mean, I don't think
Sure.
Cynthia's fought anyone at that caliber, to be honest. I mean, and that's just kind of where I'm leaning more on Jessica, even though, and they both are. In their last 4 fights, they're 3-1, so they're both coming off the same kind of record. But yeah, it does seem like they're trying to like grease Cynthia to maybe be that next title contender. But it's only time will tell.
Yeah, I think you make some good points as far as like Jessica Eye and the resume that she's built up throughout her career in the UFC. I mean, a win, even if it was a split decision over Caitlin Chukagian, is impressive, especially with how Chukagian looked most recently. I do think we have to attach some credit to Cynthia Calvillo's most recent appearance as well. I mean, she went to a draw with Marina Rodriguez, who is damn tough. I mean, she's a contender herself at 125 and has a win against Courtney Casey. So I think Cynthia Calvillo has a little bit of a resume too, but I absolutely agree with you that Jessica Eye has a more expansive resume of opponents for sure. I actually think that, again, I'm buying into the hype of the shorter cage here. I think Calvillo, this is maximized Cynthia Calvillo. She comes out, makes her 125 debut with a fury. She's going to take down Jessica Eye relentlessly, and I think she's honestly going to beat the shit out of her. I don't mean to mince words here, but I think this is one of those statement fights, and Cynthia Calvillo is about to start to make a name for herself, while Jessica Eye kind of escorts her way out of the UFC with much respect, of course. That's it for the main event. Again, I like Calvillo. He likes Eye. Take it for what it's worth. Meat boys. Enjoy.